In Chillicothe, Ohio, some 200 acres deep into a thick and lifeless like forest, a mansion awaits. It has not felt the presence of a visitor in the better part of 3 decades due to a legend that goes along with it. It is said that whoever ventures into that forbidden mansion will never come out to tell the tale of all its wonders and riches hidden inside. Time has claimed the decrepit, ominous road leading to that mansion. It has long since dissolved into the earth, leaving only a path scarcely visible to the naked eye, taken over by fallen trees and thick brush. Anyone who dares to venture here will be forced to do so by foot alone. Nathan, the heir to that 30-room mansion, stands in the overgrown front yard along with 3 other people he recently met, Stacy, Kelly, and Jim. Together they gawk at that monstrous mansion before them under the eerie glow of a blood moon. Fog blankets the ground at their feet, but as they inch through the yard and up the porch, it dissipates before them, as if guiding their way. The porch is in utter shambles, just ready to give way upon the slightest touch, but it holds firm for them, all of them, oddly, as if willed by something beyond human capability. Nathan pulls from his jacket an old discolored picture of a woman with remarkably flawless features. This goddess-like woman is Fiona Dempsey. Fiona was an Irish woman who moved to the United States more than a century ago with only $50 to her good name. She was a beautiful woman who turned heads everywhere she ventured. She struggled daily to earn the cash she needed to rent rooms or shacks for a night, sometimes the size of a walk-in closet, just to stay off the unforgiving streets. But after her first experience at failing to make the money she so desperately needed, which resulted in her sleeping on a bench in the park, she vowed to never allow it to happen again, no matter the cost. She used the exact asset that caused people to turn their heads to her advantage, her divine-like body. She sold it for cash to businessmen, blue-collar men, and even police officers. Women, too, paid considerably well for a chance to explore her impeccable body. It was not long until Fiona was able to rent a significantly large apartment, and after tasting the small success of wealth, she began using her apartment as her headquarters to build an empire, one that was worth more than $50 million. Greed and the love of her unique business aided in her desire to continue to grow. She bought a mansion to help house 100 women who worked solely for her. Although it was never confirmed, and many believed it to be a lie, legend has it that Fiona had a dark, unsettling side about her. It is said that she kidnapped women and forced them into a life of slavery, sex, and drugs. And when their bodies were all but destroyed, she killed them off and kidnapped more to take their place. It would be a repeated process for the years to come. 3 rookie police officers paid her a visit. They too had a dark side about them. Fiona happily invited them in, with no way of ever knowing they would be the last people she would ever see. They attacked her, all 3, one after the other, ravaging her body over and over until she was passed out from the pain and exhaustion. And after the final officer raped her unconscious, nude body for his 8th go-around, he fired 1 bullet into her heart, killing her instantly. They buried her somewhere on her 20-acre estate, along with their hideous secret for all time. Afterwards, they set fire to the mansion and strutted off as it burned to the ground behind them. Yet, here they are, Nathan, Stacy, Kelly, and Jim, standing before it. Nathan reaches into his pants pocket and pulls out a skeleton key. He hesitates, just for a moment, peering over each shoulder before inserting that key. The door unlocks with ease, and it spooks the hell out of Stacy. She says, while eyeing that sinister door, "Something that has not felt the touch of human hands in at least 3 decades should not have opened so easily." "Shit, I heard this place burn completely down," Jim piggybacks. Together, they venture inside, drawn by curiosity as if they were insects drawn to a blue electrifying light. And after the last person enters, the massive door mysteriously slams shut. No one was near it. I don't know about this, Kelly," Stacy stutters. "Yeah, I'm with you, babe. Let's just get rich and get the hell up out of here." No, Stacy insists. "We shouldn't be here. Something. I don't know what. Something doesn't belong here either." "In the mansion?" "No. I mean on Earth." "Oh, stop with that bullshit," Jim says while throwing his hands up in frustration. "There's no such thing. Try putting down those spooky-ass, pale-faced vampire sex books for once, and you will see. You'll be just fine, little lady." Jim releases an annoying guffaw as he leans in to try his luck with a kiss from Stacy. However, she is not there. No one is. Jim is all alone in what appears to be an empty bedroom. "What the he whispers, uncertain of his location. He shouts for the group, but all he hears is his own echoing voice. He shouts again, but this time his echoing words originate directly behind him, and it is not his voice. Without turning around to see the horror that possibly awaits him, he explodes from the room and down the hall, screaming for the group. He slows his pace as he comes to a brightly lit open door. He peeks inside and finds Nathan silently speaking to a remarkably beautiful young lady. Jim is utterly speechless, for Nathan's body, as oddly as it may sound, appears to be transparent. In other words, not of this world. "Nathan," Jim whispers. "Nathan! Nathan!" Suddenly the lady spins her head towards him, revealing her rotting and discolored face. Her large eyes are blacker than Beelzebub's heart. Jim shrieks in horror as he turns to flee back down the hall from which he came. But there is no such hallway, only a window, and he crashes straight through it. He plummets 5 stories, landing directly on a wrought iron fence. The impact severs his body at the waist, but he is still alive. Moaning, but alive. Suddenly, the overgrown grass slithers around each half of Jim's body, cocooning him completely, and within seconds, he is gone, swallowed by the earth itself. The eerie grass returns to its natural state. "Kelly?" Stacy whispers out, peering around in confusion. Where did Jim go? He was standing right here." "Listen, Kel, we really need to leave this place. This place is bad." She spins around and grabs hold of the large handle on the front door. "Kelly, Are you coming with me? Kelly is not there. Stacy is all alone. Screw this bullshit, she says as she swings the large door open. She dashes outside and slides to a screeching halt, utterly floored, standing in the middle of the kitchen. What the fuck? She whispers. She races to the kitchen door, opens it, and observes an older modeled police car in the backyard. The engine is running. She inches forward, making certain that what she peers upon is indeed real, and it appears to be so. She explodes out the door towards the police car, screaming for help, but she gasps hard as she realizes she is inside the mansion yet again, in the foyer this time, standing next to the front door. Tears pour from her eyes, and her heart slams against her chest, for she realizes that malevolent mansion will not allow her to leave. The foyer is dark and foreboding. She shivers as she feels an unsettling presence behind her. As she slowly turns around to face it, she realizes she is no longer in the foyer, but in the basement this time, judging by the ancient fire-breathing furnace. She spins around and flees right into Nathan. Nathan? She whispers, gazing into his frightening eyes. She backpedals from him, never breaking eye contact. Nathan? She whispers, gazing into his frightening eyes. She backpedals from him, never breaking eye contact. A repugnant smell oozes from Nathan's body. He slowly holds out his hand as he takes one step forward. It is dark in that sinister basement, but just enough light reveals what he clenches tightly to. Kelly's severed head. Her eyes blink chaotically as if she was still there, alive. Blood from her head spills onto the concrete floor and seemingly drains right through it, as if the concrete was a sponge soaking it completely up. The mansion is literally drinking her blood. Stacy crashes to her knees, pleading for her life. And it is at that moment Fiona emerges from the fiery furnace. Her loathsome, grayish, rotting body slowly crawls towards her. Her mouth is impossibly wide open, nearly dragging on the cold concrete floor. Fiona wraps her foul body around Stacy like a boa constrictor, clutching its prey. And just as Stacy screams out, Fiona sinks her jagged teeth deep into her throat, tearing out her esophagus. And just as she did with the others, she proceeds to drink Stacy's body dry of all blood, completing the long-awaited process. Fiona's decaying body goes through a stupefying transformation, ending with a flawlessly young woman, exactly how she was before her murder more than 3 decades ago. Those officers who raped and killed her are still alive to this day, and they have now paid. They have paid the ultimate price for their misdeed, their kids' lives. Each of them just lost their young by the hands of Fiona Dempsey and her restless spirit, one that is now in human form and ready for the world.